Good morning. This is the weekend update for Buy Sell Short for Saturday, February 23rd. After we last spoke, we had that nasty little sell-off midweek. Of course, the reason being the Fed meeting minutes that came out, and all the bears and those wanting this market to come down were out talking about how the Fed was about to pull away the punch bowl, etc., etc., etc. And this is what, the third month in a row that we have had the Fed meeting minutes say almost the exact same thing about the Fed planning on how they're going to get out of this QE infinity, and the market has sold off for about a day, day and a half usually each time, and then just like that, disappears, market goes back to its uptrend. And the same thing happened again. Nice little fat rebound again off the lower end of the channel that we've been in. So we are now within this channel for over a month now, and looking like we're going to make another test of that high this upcoming week. If we look at the daily chart, you can see, a better indication of this channel that we are still in. We saw RSI hold above the 50 level. We dipped under the 20-day and then bounced back the next day on Friday. And it's one of the reasons why I love using the 20-day exponential moving average, this green line. It always marks a great support, retrace, bounce level for both stocks and indices, that have proved yet again how valuable a tool it can be. So all eyes are going to be on if we see some upside follow through this week. Now we're going to go over a couple of indicators. Probably should have went over this on Thursday. NYSE McClellan Oscillator. Again, this is a reading that we use at extreme levels. It shows overbought levels and oversold levels. And you recall back when we had that market bottom back in November, mid-November, we had a reading down there below negative 80. Typically is a strong sign that we're going to have a big bounce. The negative 50-ish area typically indicates that we could see a bounce back, and that proved to be the case. On Thursday's reading, we had a negative 46, and then we rebounded nicely on Friday. The momentum indicator we are continuing to keep an eye on is the NASDAQ Bullish Percent Index. And we got our first little red dip here this past week. Doesn't mean the market is going to roll over. The last time we saw, when we get up into these be careful warning zone, was back in the February through May area or time frame. And this is an indicator that when it starts to roll over, doesn't mean the market is going to immediately sell off. It's kind of a leading indicator, and sometimes it can take up to a month or two before we actually see the market crash. Or no, crash is probably a bad word. Sell off. So this is our first little downtick. It may be just a little blip and we can continue higher, but it's something we want to monitor, especially with this nonsense regarding sequester coming up. Market still is kind of shining off the budget cuts that are upcoming. Looking at it like $85 billion. Big deal. So what? Hurricane Sandy had a bigger impact is the thinking out there right now. And, it'll probably mean the Fed is going to continue to pump liquidity in. And that's really all the market cares about right now. And that's all we care about right now. So, a couple of things we got to keep an eye on. But would I be rushing out, short selling this market willy-nilly? No. And one thing that further adds to our case that it's not time to really roll over yet. It seems everyone and their mom is coming out of the bomb shelter right now and going, time to get into the bomb shelter. We're going all cash. The market's going to crash, etc., etc. That's not the kind of talk you typically see when the market is topping out. Usually you hear that talk after we've sold off 5, 6, 7, 800 points. That's usually when those clowns come out of the woodwork. We've gone through previous periods, and I've said that this market reminds me a lot of 2009, where no one believed that rally, and it just kept going and going and going and going. And I think we're in a similar situation this year. Quick mention on the Russell. We had that breakdown below the uptrend line and below the 20-day, just exactly like the Dow, and then we bounced back on Friday. So let's see if we can get above that 920 level, and then we'll be off to the races again in the small caps. Now, one little worry here is, not worry, annoyance is probably a better word. The Russell is doing fantastic fantastic this year. But this is the Russell larger cap stocks. The micro caps still have not seen that mania flood down into them. It's kind of been a slow, steady movement in the micro cap stock. And when you start to see the micro cap stocks go bananas, and we are not even seeing any sort of indication of that, that is when we start to pay attention towards the market getting into toppy zone. Right now, we're not seeing any sort of mania in the micro caps, which means this market still has a lot of upside potential, in my opinion. Anyway, let's jump into some stock plays. ALVR, we jumped into this one last week. As we mentioned, the company delayed the earnings report because they were in negotiations to sell their carrier business. We've got that rumor about a buyout by a hedge fund coming. On Friday, we got that news. They sold their carrier division for $6 million in cash, so the stock sold off 12%. So the company came out, said they were going to do something, did that thing, got $6 million in cash, and for some reason traders were disappointed. And that just sums up this market in a big way right now. Just the total disconnect from reality and stupidity out there. Stock sold off. We should see a bounce back on Monday. Kind of a ridiculous sell-off if you ask me. Let's see what happens on Monday. But we do have this golden cross on ALVR. We've got that buyout rumor still floating around there. They picked up $6 million in cash and the stock sold off. So, go figure. WYY continues to be a monster for us. Over the last month, 100% mover from our original alert down there in the low 30s, and the stock continues to bust out. On Friday, we got to close right at another key breakout level, 72 cents. We are looking for 90 cents to a buck plus on this profitable cybersecurity play, and there's a cybersecurity conference that they are presenting at on Monday, so we could see even more institutional interest come into this stock in the coming week. And we also have got a pending golden cross coming, probably looking at it being maybe a week and a half out. Very nice upside on this one. Earnings are, another 3-4 weeks away, so we've got lots of potential here. And as we mentioned, exactly like Zone. Look at Zone. Actually, Zone just got a golden cross there on Friday, so we got to pay attention to this one on a possible breakout next week. I just noticed that right now. But anyway, ZHNE, profitable, small cap stock. Look at the run this one's gone on over the last month. Up, 150% here. Exact same situation as WYY. And we jumped back into another profitable small cap stock on Friday. IGC. They sell iron ore. They posted their first profitable quarter in a long time. A week ago, stock spiked up to 31 cents. Actually, let me get a closer chart here. Stock spiked up to 31 last week, early in the week. Retraced all the way back down. Nice consolidation in the 23-24 cent area, which is where we jumped in on Friday. 31 cent breakout on this one. And these guys are profitable. And we are looking at a potential doubler again. 50 to 100% upside. 58 cents is the target here. And again, exact same our situation as ZHNE, WYY. These are really the only three profitable stocks. Well, two profitable stocks now left under a buck. These stocks are doing very, very well in this market. And, these guys are profitable. Their business is looking to start to boom. Read the earnings report that we sent out on that email alert on Friday. Looks like these guys are turned around and ready to rock and roll, and this could be a very, very nice swing play over the next several weeks. PEIX got that break last week, Thursday and Friday, through the 200-day moving average, but ended up falling back down again. Changed the little notation I had here. We need a close over 42 cents, over the 200-day moving average to get that run up to 58.60 cents. This 36 to 39 cent area has proven to be a very nice add point for this stock. Nice little retrace off the run earlier. Again, it's kind of following the movements in BIOF, which tried to bounce on Friday. I would look for this one to continue on Monday. If you're looking to pick up shares on this stock, 575 break would give 6 plus. and a 575 break on this stock should send PEIX back up to that 42 to 44 cent area, and then we see what happens from there on the chart. But as you can see, when we did get that breakout last week, Stochastics was unable to break through that around 60 zone. So that is the area we'd be watching for as a signal on the next upcoming move in PEIX. If it's able to see Stochastics break through that resistance line we have here on the chart, you'll know the move is for real. SCON. Very big news. The news we've been waiting for over the last 2 months finally came out on Thursday. Big pop in the stock price, and on Friday, low volume retrace. Remember, the news that came out on Friday, our target on that news is 50 cents plus. Here it is trading 50% below that price. If you read that earnings report, they've sold all their production for the next year per that press release that came out on Thursday. Very, very good. They are about to start production. It's been years waiting for this to happen. This is typically the time when you see stocks, that have been trading on speculation and hype for a long, long time. When they finally get to that sweet zone, that sweet spot where they start actually producing and start generating revenue on their product, that is when you start to see the really big moves in the stock price. It's probably going to take a break through the 50-day moving average, 29.30 cents, for this one to really start to rock and roll. And that is the next area I'd be looking to add to positions here. But down around this 20, 22, 23 cent area, I think it's a great pickup for the patient trader and investor for a very nice move into the earnings report in early March. TXCC, nice little tech play. We've got a very nice flag/triangle formation set up on this chart. It's continued. It likes to try to go early in the day, get smacked down, and then closes strong late in the day. We've got a very nice chart set up here. RSI is in a nice uptrend. We got that positive MACD cross finally on Friday. Stochastics and on-balance volume are in very nice uptrends. And let's look at a one-year chart here. Pull this up real quick. One-year chart, 124. We're looking for 30. We've got 33% upside on our first target on this one. I think it's going to go this week. So very, very strong watch on this one going into this week. ZLCS, 70 cents. That is the breakout of this triangle here. And we're looking at a positive MACD cross probably on Monday. Stochastics have broken up through 20. Last couple of times we've seen that. We've seen very nice 10 to 25% moves in the stock price. So this one could be coiled for a move this week. Last but not least, RNN. What can I say on this one? Thursday looked like it was going to do that big move. Then they pulled the rug out after going to 36 cents. Friday we got another little retrace back to the 50-day moving average. It's a nice, strong uptrend right there at the 50-day moving average. This stock has been, over the last couple of months, popping on heavy volume, pulling back on low volume, popping on heavy, pulling back on lower volume. This week, I think we're going to see that test of the 200-day moving average up there. RSI looks like it's curling. Stochastics are down right to that support level. I think we are going to be happy campers in RNN this week. It's on the pop scan as well for a 36-cent break. Should be a nice little mover. Now, the key on this stock, if it gets heavy volume, heavy buy volume early in the trading session, that means that's a go for a run that day. It's what we've seen the last couple of times on these big moves. So strong watch for volume on this one going into this week. So that's it for the video. If you've got any questions, shoot me an email or ask me in the chat room Monday morning. And have a great weekend, guys. Bye.